Now, Jabulani Nkosi took part in his 30th Comrades Marathon earlier this year. Our reporter Khotso Sello did a special interview with him ahead of this year's edition of the Ultimate Human Race. Now, this past weekend, Sello was honored with the GEMS Comrades Marathon Top Journalist of the Year award. He joins us now to talk about the importance of telling this kind of stories. Khotso Sello, good evening, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening, Kwena.
And I guess congratulations are in order.
Thank you so much, Kwena. Thank you so much.
Tell us about just the kind of work that you did ahead of the Comrades Marathon that I guess saw you being crowned as the sports, or rather the Comrades Journalist of the Year 2023.
I think the spirit of the Comrades itself is very much self-explanatory. I mean, many people see running as an individual sport, but when you watch the Comrades Marathon, you see the amount of camaraderie that's there between the athletes. You see the guys carry each other over the line, and it teaches us the spirit of Ubuntu. It teaches us, you know, telling those good feel stories. And I think somewhere, somehow, you know, the Comrades Marathon's, codes and ethics somehow cross-pollinate with what, journalism is all about and why we got into it in the first place. I mean, we are the voice of the voiceless, and we are the guys who are supposed to be championing those stories that inspire hope and, you know, inspire the nation to do much greater things. And I think the Comrades Marathon, you know, allows us to do that, even in this, age of social media, where the role of the media is being questioned, with everybody considering themselves an expert on these multimedia platforms. And I was lucky enough to be afforded the opportunity to create a few of these stories. And one of those stories was Jabulani from Stillwater, Sibanye gold mine, who's been running for over 30 years. This year was his 30th Comrades Marathon. Unfortunately, because of the COVID-19 situation, he couldn't reach that milestone earlier, in his career. But, just to give you a bit of context, Jabulani grew up in rural KZN. And, he didn't have much going for him until he ran the Comrades Marathon. Somebody spotted him, and he was subsequently poached by the West Driefontein mine at the time, before it was acquired by Sibanye Stillwater. And once he was, snapped up by the gold mine, he was able to, work at the mine, create a family, buy himself a house, buy himself a car. But through running, so many things that in life he never thought he was able to achieve. And I think those are the kind of stories that the Comrades Marathon are looking for. And those are the stories, that create hope and inspire the nation towards greater things.
This must, though, from a journalistic point of view, Khotso, take a lot to find these individuals, but not only find them, but to go to them and be able to get them to tell their stories. What does it take from a journalistic perspective to find those stories, but not only of Bob Stolle, but many others that you have covered?
I think it's all about patience and, and also understanding the story you're trying to tell, and remember that people are human beings. So putting the who before the what, so yes, he's going to run the Comrades Marathon. That's what it's all about. But who is this character? What is he all about? What is he bringing, in terms of your storytelling? And what are you trying to do? Are you trying to change lives? Are you trying to inspire? What are you trying to do in this day and age where we live in an age where, we hear so many, heartbreaking stories that, take our morale down. It's always nice now and then, to add a few feel-good stories to the mix, and and it takes a lot of patience, and also having that ear and eye to notice that this is the kind of story that can move people's feelings and emotions, and perhaps change somebody else's lives. I mean, Jabulani at his age, I think is about 57 years old at the moment, and he's already run over 30 comrades, and that tells you that the bulk of his adult life he's been running, eating healthy. He looks extremely young. He's very much in shape, and he inspires the kids in his community when they see him running to work, running from work. He's opened up running clubs in and around that Carltonville area. So I think these are the types of stories that we as journalists, should not be lazy about, and not wait for that, press release to come into your inbox, but rather going out and hunting and finding that story that can change lives.
And you also got a chance to speak to another special comrade, Johannes Mosetla, who ran his Comrades at 80 years old, or was it 81?
Yeah. 81 years old, unbelievable. The
Sure.
old man from Limpopo. He still looks very much strong. He looks like he's got, another 10 or 15 left in him. And, being at that Comrades event on Saturday, some of the guys were talking about how the Comrades Marathon, some people have only ran it once in their lifetime, and only to run it, and to be able to run it 10 times, and doing your 10th one, getting your green number at the age of 81 is truly inspirational stuff. And he's changing the lives of children in and around his community, getting them away from drug abuse and alcohol abuse, and showing them that, sticking to a healthy lifestyle might open up doors. We heard Sia Kolisi earlier today talking about how a kid from Zwide, him himself, finding, an entire new world through the sport of rugby. And similarly, that can also be said about the sport of running, where, you can leave all your troubles behind and just, go out on the road and build, friendships and camaraderie with other people from different walks of life.
Right, and just a final one from my side, Khotso, any plans, inspiration that you got and planning to do your first Comrades next year, maybe, sometime?
I've been staring at those tackies. I don't think my body is built to run anything more than 10Ks.
Khotso Sello, thank you very much for joining us. That's our very own Khotso Sello, who has been awarded this past weekend as the Comrades Marathon Journalist of the Year for the great work that he's done, finding an 81-year-old Comrades runner, officially the oldest. In fact, when we found Johannes Mosetla, even Comrades Marathon themselves were not aware that he was going to be the oldest runner ever in the history of the marathon. Let's pack it there.